Alright, so I'm back with another video. I think the Freya one did pretty good, so I went ahead and I was like, you know what, I guess I'm just gonna do another video. So this is one on the Geon Frog Mini. Now this board, I have had this, I think coming up on 10 months now, 10 months-ish. I've had this board and it has been at the top of my list for, I guess, a mid-range 60%. This board is fantastic for the price. Currently, it is, I guess, if you get an A stock unit, about $270 before shipping, and it kills the competition. In my opinion, this is a much better board than something like the Vertex Arc 60. This board, solid for the price. So this board is either tadpole or top mounted. And for the ones that don't know, this is a tadpole. I know they look silly, and they come in different hardnesses similar to a gummy O-ring, or just really any kind of O-ring in general. And it comes stock with 80A tadpoles. So these are going to be pretty stiff, but I think the hardest you can get is 90A. I'm not too sure, but from what I have heard, the different harnesses do affect the sound, and from what I've also heard is that the harder the tadpoles are, the more full the sound's going to be, the better it's going to sound. So you can go either way. This board also comes with an aluminum plate. This is my first time trying an aluminum plate when I got it, and I really do like the sound of the aluminum plate in here. It does make the sound a lot brighter, a lot louder, and I really like it. I threw in some JWK graphite golds in here, and they sound great. I just lightly lubed them with 3203, and they're great. They sound fantastic. They're fantastic, yeah. And this board also does not have any flex cuts, which is amazing. I don't know why you would do that, because that would actually just ruin the board. And it also, the PCB has amazing layout support. For a hot swap PCB, this only has stepped caps, which is the best caps. I don't know why you would use regular. But it also has 10U support for an 8U wire, or if you use the DCS spacebars, you can just throw a 10U on the 7U wire. But it also has support for split backspace, and I don't know if it has support for full right shift, but I know it does have support for split right shift. And then I think that's like really the only like layout options they have. I could be wrong though, but it is some pretty good layout support. This board also comes in a WinKey version, a WinKeyless version, and a HHKB version. Mine is the WinKeyless version, and I have it in red, which you cannot get anymore, and they haven't sold red, I think, for about a year. So good luck trying to get your hand on one of the red units. I'm pretty lucky I have one. But right now, currently on Geonworks' website, it says that it has navy, purple, harbor gray, and dark green. So, yeah, those are your options. I'd get probably the harbor gray. It looks pretty nice to me. And, yeah, that's what I'd recommend. And you can also, if you want to save some money, you can go B stock. And from what I've heard, the B stock Geonworks boards are pretty nice. I mean, you really can't go wrong with them from what I've heard. They're pretty good. He apparently has like top tier QC. And I'm thinking about maybe getting a Frog TKL in the future to test that and see how good it is. But who knows? Right now, I just have the Frog Mini. And one difference from the Frog TKL and the Frog Mini is that they removed the mounting point from under the space bar that was on the Frog TKL, which I'm pretty sure was a big issue with why the space bar on the Frog TKL did not sound as good as it does on the Frog Mini. It sounds pretty nice. This also has a super low front height. I compared it to the front height in the Freya. The Freya is super tall. This, very low. It's a 16.5 millimeter front height with a 6-degree typing angle. It is a pretty low front height. When you swap from board to board, you do notice that this is a much lower front height, and I like it. It was my first time trying a low front height board, and it's amazing. I love using it. Really comfortable to type on. Now, the price. It is about $270 with a PCB included. The kit that's on Geonworks does not come with a PCB, so you have to buy it separately, but you can get a hot swap one for like 40 bucks on Geon's website, which is good. I just get that PCB, it's fantastic. And then shipping it's not nice because you're ordering straight from South Korea and it costs a whopping 40 bucks. It's not as bad as this guy right here, which I'm gonna make a video on in the future, the W1AT. This thing was $60 in shipping. Have fun ordering from this guy, but it's worth it. In my opinion, this is a much better board than the ARC 60. Even though the ARC 60 does have plateless support and comes with 2 PCBs, I do think this board is better overall because, in my opinion, it sounds better. And in my opinion, sound is just the #1 factor in how much I enjoy a board. So that's probably why I like this board a lot more than the ARC 60. Now, what is gonna come up soon, and I'm not gonna get one, but I would love to get one, is the Canon Keys Brutalist 60. Canon Keys, if you're watching this, by any chance, I would be very, very happy to review your board. Please consider me. It's not happening, but please consider me. I would love to review that board, but that board I think is going to be around the same price as this one, maybe in the 300s range, and I think it is going to be a fantastic competitor as well, it's not in stock, it's a group buy board, but you get the idea. As a mid-range 60%, I think it's going to compete very well with this, even though the Brutal 60 V2 is a gasket mount board rather than a top mount or a tadpole board. So yeah, this board, it's fantastic for the price. Now, for the sound test I'm about to show you, you don't need force brake for this. You don't need foam. You don't need polyfill. Do not put anything in this case. Don't put anything in this board. You don't need it. You are ruining the board if you put anything in this or any of Geon's other boards from what I've heard. I did not need to put anything in my W1AT, and it sounds fantastic. I didn't have to put anything in this. I had no mods whatsoever. It is just switches, keycaps, just everything like a standard normal keyboard. Not that Hippo stuff. We're not doing any kinetic sand in here. Here's the sound test. So that's how the board sounds with the Designer Studios Graphite Golds and GMK keycaps I have redacted on here with an Omni type little escape key. And yeah, so overall, this is just one of the best boards I've ever used. I would recommend this in a heartbeat to anyone who just wants a solid 60% for the price, because there's nothing that's beating this, in my opinion, that I have tried that is in this price range. $270 for this banger of a board that sounds fantastic. I don't know how you're gonna beat that. This is just, I just don't know what else to say. It's amazing for the price. Really, it makes the characteristics of the Switch shine in this board, and it's just an overall banger. I love Geon's boards, and this and my W1 are not going to be the last ones that I own. I am for sure going to cop more of these, and probably my favorite designer that I have ever tried from. So yeah, that's all I got today. Thanks for watching, and adios.